A car that died in 2001, forgotten by a generation, missed by everyone who ever owned one. And then, after 25 years of silence, Honda did something nobody expected. They brought it back. Not as a nostalgia cash grab, not as a watered-down tribute, but as a completely reimagined, technologically advanced, hybrid-powered legend. This is the full story of the Honda Prelude, where it came from, why it died, and why the 2026 version might just be the most important Honda in decades. Stay with me. This one is worth every second. Before we talk about the Prelude, you need to understand the man behind the brand, because without this one person, none of this exists. Soichiro Honda was born in 1906 in a small village in Japan. His father was a blacksmith who repaired bicycles. From childhood, Soichiro was obsessed with machines. Any machine, every machine. At just 15 years old, with no formal education, he left home and headed to Tokyo to find work. He got an apprenticeship at a garage in 1922 and spent 6 years learning everything about cars before returning home to start his own repair business at 22. So, how did a garage mechanic build the world's most iconic car brand? In 1937, Soichiro founded a company to produce piston rings for Toyota, but Toyota rejected his parts for poor quality. He kept going, improved them, got reinstated, and then disaster struck. During World War II, a US bomb destroyed one of his factories, and another collapsed in an earthquake in 1945. His business was in ruins. Post-war Japan needed to get mobile, quickly and cheaply. Soichiro hit upon the idea to refit surplus generator motors to bicycles. In doing so, he created the very first Honda. On September 24, 1948, Soichiro Honda officially established Honda Motor Co. Limited in Hamamatsu, Japan, with capital of just 1 million yen, starting from almost nothing. By 1958, Honda launched the Super Cub C100. It became the world's most produced motor vehicle ever. Honda wasn't just surviving anymore, they were dominating. And from motorcycles, Honda moved into cars. The Civic in 1972, the Accord, the NSX, each one bolder than the last. But in 1978, Honda built something special, something that would define an entire era of sport compact cars. On November 24, 1978, Honda launched the Prelude to the Japanese market. It was produced over 5 generations, from 1978 all the way to 2001, and it was Honda's most technologically adventurous car of its era. Honda introduced the Prelude as a 2-door sports car in 1978, a nimble vehicle with a fuel-efficient engine and a low, wide, aggressive profile that looked fast even standing still. What made the original Prelude so special? The Prelude was the first Honda ever to feature a moonroof, a feature that became standard equipment throughout its entire production run. It wasn't just a coupe, it was Honda showing the world what they were capable of. The 1988 Prelude was the most technologically advanced yet. It featured 4-wheel steering, a technology Japanese manufacturers were competing to perfect. At high speeds, the rear wheels turned in the same direction as the front wheels for improved cornering stability. At low speeds, they turned in the opposite direction for a tighter turning circle. Honda's system was lighter, more reliable, and cheaper than the electronic systems introduced later by Mazda and Mitsubishi. Then came VTEC, Honda's revolutionary engine technology that transformed how engines performed at high RPM. The Prelude was one of the first cars to get it, and enthusiasts went absolutely crazy. The Prelude was on Car and Driver magazine's annual 10 Best list 10 times. 3 times from 1984 to 1986, and then 7 straight times from 1992 to 1998. 10 times. That's not luck. That's engineering excellence. So if the Prelude was this good, this loved, why did Honda kill it? The Prelude had served as a testing bench for technologies like 4-wheel steering and VTEC, but by the late 1990s, the competition had caught up. The nameplate went dormant in 2001. The 5th generation Prelude was the least sold in the model's history. It could no longer compete against newer rivals, and Honda retired the nameplate in 2001 with no immediate successor. So what happened for 25 years? Honda moved on. They focused on hybrids, SUVs, and practicality. The Prelude became a memory, a legend talked about in parking lots and on forums. Enthusiasts drove used ones, modified them, kept them alive because they refused to let the legend die, and Honda was listening. In 2023, Honda showed a concept. People lost their minds. Social media exploded. Comment sections filled with one question: is IT real? And in 2025, Honda confirmed it. The Prelude was coming back. The 2026 Honda Prelude arrives after a 25-year hiatus, with a starting price of $42,000 and one well-equipped trim. This isn't just nostalgia, this is Honda making a statement. But here's the thing, this new Prelude is not the car you remember. It's something completely different, something better, and that's exactly what makes it so exciting. Let's get into what's actually under the hood, because this is where Honda surprised everyone. At the heart of the new Prelude is a 2.0-litre Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder engine paired with a 2-motor hybrid system, producing a combined 200 horsepower and up to 232 pound-feet of torque. And that torque is available from literally 0 RPM. Wait, a hybrid engine in a sports car? Isn't that boring? Here's what makes it different. The engine actually acts as a generator, sending power to 2 electric motors. One motor drives the wheels, the other handles power delivery. At highway speeds, the combustion engine can also drive the wheels directly. It's a system unlike any conventional hybrid you've ever experienced. Honda's new S+ shift system lets you feel, hear, and see every performance shift, simulating a dual-clutch transmission through 4 unique drive modes. From the sound of the engine to the feel of each shift, every sense is engaged. And the fuel economy? 46 city, 41 highway, 44 combined MPG. A sports car that drinks fuel like a hybrid, because it is a hybrid, and a proper one at that. Now this is where Honda really went all in. Because they didn't just build a pretty hybrid coupe, they gave it the bones of one of the best handling cars in the world. Honda used the high-performance chassis hardware directly from the Civic Type R, dual-axis strut front suspension, wider front and rear tracks, and Brembo brakes, all tuned exclusively for the Prelude. The dual-axis front suspension and adaptive damper system work together to enhance maneuverability and grip, delivering responsive control and confident tracking. Steering is precise and immediate, while real-time damping adjustments keep you connected to the road at all times. How does it compare to other sport coupes in 2026? Nothing else in this price range gives you Brembo brakes, Type R suspension, and a hybrid powertrain together. The Toyota GR86 is fun but no hybrid. The Mazda MX-5 is lighter but no power. The Prelude is in a category of one.
On the outside, the Prelude redefines sport coupe styling. Sleek 2-door coupe profile, dynamic hatchback design, aerodynamic body with smooth silhouette and low-flowing proportions. It gives a sense of speed, even at a complete standstill. The number: 178 inches long, 74 inches wide, and just 53.3 inches tall. Curb weight: 3,218 pounds. Lightweight and planted. At the front, a sharp, low nose with a black horizontal strip separating the hood from the bumper. Geometric-shaped headlights with extended eyebrow-like LED daytime running lights. An aggressive lower bumper with a broad central air intake and hexagonal mesh grille. This is not a car that looks like everything else on the road. It looks exactly like what it is, a statement.
Step inside, and you immediately feel this car was built for the driver, not for the passengers, not for cargo. For you. High bolstered bucket seats in 2-tone houndstooth leather combinations, bolstered specifically for each side of the car. Suede textured leather covers the dash and center console. A flat bottom steering wheel wrapped in leather with alloy paddle shifters. A 10.2-inch digital instrument cluster sits in front of the driver with performance-oriented display layouts. A 9-inch HD touchscreen runs Google built-in for the infotainment system. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless charging, Wi-Fi hotspot, and a Bose Centerpoint premium audio system, all standard. What about safety tech? Honda Sensing comes fully loaded as standard. Collision mitigation braking with pedestrian detection, forward collision warning, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, traffic jam assist, traffic sign recognition, adaptive cruise control, and blind spot monitoring. All of it standard, no extra cost. Wheels: 19-inch rims, 5J wide, wrapped in 235/40R 19 performance tires. The 19-inch diameter and low-profile tires emphasize sporty handling and precise steering feedback. Larger wheels improve cornering stability and road grip, especially at higher speeds. Ground clearance sits at 5/3 inches, intentionally low. This is typical for sporty coupes to improve stability and lower the center of gravity. Better cornering, less body roll, more connected feel. These aren't just wheels, they're part of the handling package. Honda designed the entire rolling chassis as one system, and it shows the moment you take a corner. So let's bring it all together. Why does the 2026 Honda Prelude matter? In a world full of SUVs, crossovers, and electric boxes, Honda built a two-door sport coupe. They said, "We still believe in driver's cars. We still believe that driving should feel like something. We still believe that efficiency and excitement can exist in the same vehicle." With its 200 horsepower hybrid electric powertrain, Type R, derived chassis, Brembo brakes, and full Honda sensing safety suite, the Prelude is built to honor its heritage while embracing the future of electrified driving. From a blacksmith's son in 1906 who fell in love with machines, to a wooden shack in Hamamatsu, to one of the most iconic automotive brands on earth, to T8T, the 2026 Honda Prelude. Honda didn't bring back the Prelude because they had to. They brought it back because they wanted to remind the world what a real driver's car feels like. And after 25 years of waiting, it was worth every single day. If you made it to the end, you're a real car person. Subscribe for more full stories like this. And drop in the comments, are you buying the 2026 Prelude, yes or no?